this computer. Okay. For those who can't make it and are watching this, hello, welcome. For those who are here, we've already talked, but hello again. We are going to be going over Econ for SETA. This is going to be chapter 4.4 and 4.5, chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7. I picked a few problems from each chapters from the non-graded sets, just so we can review some bigger concepts that are most likely going to be on the test. If you're watching this, just feel free to follow along and then skip to the parts where you need the most help with. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to start from 4.4, 4.5. Yeah. And then let's do this. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go down here. And then we're just going to work through number 17 and number 18 first. And then once we're done with 17 and 18, we're going to do number 25 down here, but with some different items instead.
disturb the silence, but I was just curious about timing on questions since, like, is that something we should discuss up front or kind of figure it out as we go?
What do you mean in terms of timing?
Like, just to kind of simulate more of the test environment, because obviously there will be just a time crunch. So I was just thinking if there's 90 minutes for 28 questions, that's like 3-ish minutes per,
Hmm.
without taking into account like technical problems. So I was just curious. Like obviously we're spending I think an average amount of time, but like do you guys know of like a I don't know some sort of mindset you have for the test on Monday in terms of timing?
I think it's helpful to like have a watch on you and like be aware just constantly of like how much time you have and pace, go at your own pace, whether you want to review questions or not. Right now, I think we can just take some time to go over it just so we know that we understand the concept.
Sounds
Um,
good. Thanks.
yeah,
Yeah, I think we could also like individually time ourselves. So like see how long it takes you to just do a problem on average. And then because I think everyone's gonna be different. You know, some people are gonna take a minute, some will be like 2.5. Like I'm
right.
trying to time myself for right now on my own.
That's smart. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I completely agree. And on the topic of timing, I'm going to move on to the next question, if that's good with you guys. All right.
Are we going to go over it after something? The answer?
Yeah, yeah. We're just going to go over section by section. Okay, we did that one. I just typed it out here. Okay. And just consider two goods, hot buckets and couches, and the remaining is on there. Okay, if you guys are good, we can just kind of go over the answers. The question. Start at number 17 and 18. Well, the calculations are here for you guys to kind of work out to see if you guys did the same thing. All right, and then for 25, it was just reworded. I bet any of you guys want to go over? Just from 4445. It's a pretty short section, I think, compared to the rest.
Oh wait, sorry, I have a quick question. For 17 and 18, I'll go back to them. If this information is given with the demand function, where it's a minus bp, is the slope your b value or a?
Usually it's B.
Okay,
Usually
okay.
it's B. Yeah. But I mean, here we can also just like find that slope manually with the price and quantity. But yeah, usually it's B.
Can we really quick go over number 8 on this one?
Number 8.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't understand why it's B.
From my understanding, like price elasticity is usually like defined with that negative sign in front. Like at least like when you're looking at price, like with the in the book, it's like price of food over price of clothing. Usually there's like a negative sign. So I just think of that. Does anyone like?
I think the best way to think about that one is the top and bottom of like the elasticity equation is always going to be opposite. So a price increase would decrease quantity, and then increase in price would, like, both those times, like it's opposite. So it's going to have different signs on the top and bottom always, no matter what way the
Gotcha.
price goes.
Gotcha.
Does anyone want to go over any other concept or problem in this section?
Real quick. Number 2.
Yeah, sure.
We go on this. Yeah, right here. Or not number 2. Sorry, number 3 then. It's for the graph. Yeah. So point B. So why? I just don't understand why at point B it's elastic but not infinitely elastic. What do we derive from the graph that's telling us that? What am I supposed to be looking at?
For me, I just think like it's going like and this is just from high school. Like I learned like away from the midpoint, more towards the y-axis is going to be more elastic, and here like more inelastic. If we, I mean, we can like look at the equation too.
It also might help to think. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say because we know that if the price goes up, or I don't know what I was gonna say. What were you saying, Ernie?
I was just gonna say, if you think of the extreme scenarios, it might be helpful because at point A, that's when it's perfectly elastic. It's just like that horizontal line, and then at point E is when it's perfectly inelastic, where it's a vertical line. So anything, and again, kind of what Carlos is saying from his high school, anything closer to A is more likely to be elastic than, let's say, for example, point D. Because point D is your inelastic, but not completely inelastic. And then your C is that unit elastic, where it's equal to -1. So I just kind of, I don't know if that helps.
No, it does. I get you. So am I looking for when we're talking about elasticity though? Is it because of the price and the quantity, or is it because you said it's because of the horizontal and the vertical line?
I mean, those extreme scenarios are really just relationships between price and quantity. So it's like really, I think, explaining the same thing in different ways. I think whatever makes sense to you.
I get
think
you.
you're both right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense.
It always gets more inelastic down a curve. Is that true?
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, isn't that question 8? Isn't that what question 8 is saying?
Is that?
Yeah, question 8. Can we go over that one too? Because I don't for question. Oh wait, no, not for question 8. Question 10 is kind of similar. I'm just confused because I like looked at the answer key and it says that it's because like as you go down like the curve or whatever, Q increases while everything else is constant. But why would P be constant if the P is, I don't know, I'm just confused. I don't understand number 10.
I don't know, I'm reading over for the first time now, so sorry about that.
I think it's because I don't know if this is right, but I think it's because when you're going farther and you're getting more quantity with more income, that means you can buy more. That means more inelastic, so or more less elastic is another way of putting it. So when you're going towards Q and you're going farther away from P, which is what it's saying basically.
Yeah.
When the income rises, that's the key word there, I think. Because the income rises, that means that people are going to be buying more, and that means more quantity. It didn't say anything about the price rising or anything. Right? Is that the
So
correct?
is this one, so this,
Yeah,
so
that's
for
what I'm
this one, we would be talking about like a graph with like income as a vertical axis, not the price?
No,
Yeah.
it's still a price graph. It's just the price doesn't change.
Oh, okay.
Right. The income's like the budget line now.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
Yeah,
that
income's
makes
how
sense.
much you have.
right. So when the income rises, you have a bigger budget line, they're gonna be buying more. I think that's the way to like
Okay.
visualize it.
Yeah, I just think like the more you have, and if it's a constant price, like you're just gonna buy more because it'll give you more like utility as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I don't know if this helps, but the way I thought about it was that they described the coffee as gourmet, so it's kind of like a luxury item. So I thought, okay, well, if it's a luxury item and you don't have that much income, if you're only going to buy like one of it, you're really willing to pay any price just to, have it that one time. But if your income increases and it's not as much as of a luxury for you, you're not going to buy it for the same price you would have before. I don't know if that makes sense for what this question is asking, though.
Oh, I feel like that makes sense. I mean, because we've talked about like luxury goods before, so it kind of fits into that as well. All right, I'm going to move on to chapter 5, just because there's a few questions there that I want to make sure we get to. And just so we can talk about it like we're talking about chapter 4 as well. Okay. All right, and then from here, let me see. So let's do number 6, and then in a few minutes I'll move on to number 18, then 22 and 29, just to get a problem from each main section.
So I joined late. Are these questions that are more likely than others to appear on the test?
I don't know how likely they are going to be to appear on the test. I'm just using problems that like go over like some concepts, some concepts from each section.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next question. This is number 18, so we can move to section 5.2. All right, I'm going to go to number 22. Here. You don't have to sketch the indifference curves here. I mean, you can if you want, but it's not necessary. Do you guys want a few more minutes on this problem, or are you guys ready to move on? Move on. All right. We're gonna go to 29 now.
Carlos,
Can
can
you scroll
you?
up a little bit?
Yeah, it's blocking.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, great. Okay, there we go. Ah, sorry once again. Thought that would work. All right, if you guys are ready, we can look at the answer key. All right. This is number 6. All right. And then let's go on to number 18. This is Laura under preferences.
So for MRS, we're always doing y over x basically. Okay.
Basically, yeah. All right, and then for number 22. Okay, this is a bit of a bigger one. Can you guys go? Okay, we can just start with A.
So for
no,
A, when we let u equal to 60 or we let u equal to 70, it's like a practice number, right? We're just basically figuring out where the plots are. Like we didn't get, this is a random number.
yeah, it's just a random number just to help us find the
Okay,
plot.
thank you.
And just a note on that, it looks like you can pick a u that works well with your equation. Like here, u was 60, and that's nicely divisible by 12. Same down here with u equal to 72. And then you graph them, and then you get this.
And what are we answering by doing that? By picking random utilities and finding x and y's? What is the question? Yeah.
We're just so it's just like trying to draw the indifference curve. So
Before, yeah.
we're just like being able to like plot points. That's basically it. So we can kind of get a more visual representation of what we're looking
I
at.
see. Okay, but for our test, it's multiple choice, so the only option they could have is like showing graphs, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she does do
Yeah.
it, okay.
Yeah. And then on B, so this is all on B basically. Asking to find the slope. Here it is. For C,
Why is the slope of the budget line different from the px over py?
What do you mean? Sorry. Why is it different?
Yeah, like isn't MRS equal to the slope of the budget line?
Yeah. Yeah, it's equal to the slope of the budget line.
So that's -2, but then MRS ends up being equal to 2.
From what I remember, the slope is -2, but when we're also looking at it, we can also look at it just like as a magnitude.
Oh, got it.
To see.
Like the absolute value of the.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. And then here is D. So, as Eli was saying, it's going to be multiple choice. We're not going to be asked to find the exact values, but I hope it helps, so you can break it down for when you are solving it. Does anyone have any questions on chapter 5 that they want to go over, or any other specific problems they want to go over?
For just this chapter or for other ones?
Just this chapter for now, just for chapter 5.
Okay.
Wait, one more, right? The 20 was 29. Can we see that one?
All right, my bad. 29. All right. This is a bigger one. Can you guys see that okay? All right. And then I'll scroll down to the graph in a second.
Well, I had a question on 28, like the one right before. It's more like a concept question. It's I don't get why it's not perfect substitutes.
They don't have to be perfect substitutes. A perfect substitute is a really good example of where you do spend all of your money on one good, but it looks like they're providing an example here. But yeah, it looks like that perfect substitutes is just the case that we normally get. But there could be cases in the Cobbs-Douglas curve where you get all of one.
Okay, I see.
Just have to come down here. There's a graph. All right. Do you guys have any questions on chapter 5?
Yeah, can we do 42? I think it's the last one.
42? Sure. Here it is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not completely sure how to do these. When it's find how much of units of goods one you'll get.
Oh, okay. So from here, always indifferent, that's telling me they could choose one or the other. It doesn't really matter for them. Mm-hmm. So they're perfect substitutes in that case. And then just kind of going down over here. So since they're indifferent, they're also indifferent between one unit X and 709 units of y. So then you get the MRS, then you can get the price ratio. So I know we covered in, like, say Professor Seda covered in class, like, if MRS is less than the price ratio, then you prefer one or the other. So yeah, it's kind of just drawing from that.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's the rule really quick? If it's less, then they always will just value y, right?
Yeah, so they're going to value y more.
And
So
then if
they'll-
it's greater, it's always going to be valuing x.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
And then since they're perfect substitutes, since they value y more, y gets some x, we can just get all of y. So they're gonna spend all their money on y, and we don't have to find that. We don't have to do the calculation. So we can just say they're just gonna get none of x.
Why would it be 7/9 or like, and not 9/7? Like, how do you know it's that ratio?
It's just like if you're trying to find an MRS of like for one good of x, for like how much y are you willing to give up, you just want to get the one for x, so you just divide both quantities by 9. Yeah, I mean
It's because since they're indifferent to it, 9 of x is equal to 7 of y. And so since this is the MRS of x for y, that means how much y are you giving up for one additional unit of x. So since it's 9x equals 7y, you just divided both sides by 9, and then x equals 7/9y. So for 1x, it's equal to 7/9y.
Got it. No, that's better. If you just put like the unit before the letter, like x equals to something, then that's way easier to think about.
And so does this only work for when there's substitutes? Or is there...
I mean, it's most helpful when it substitutes, because then you can say it can save you some time for like a calculation. You can do it for like any problem though, and I think there are some problems that make you do this, so you can kind of see which good the customer prefers.
Okay, I have a quick question. I don't know if she's gonna make us do this because it wasn't on any of like these questions, but like let's say like the question was saying that, I don't know, like hot dogs and buns, like actually that wouldn't make any sense because that's 1 for 1. Let's say, I don't know, like there was like some perfect complement where it was like 3 of one good, and like it's like the steering wheel and like the wheels like on a car, like in order to make one car you need like 4 tires and like 1 steering wheel. If like that's what the question gave you and we had to like make a utility function out of that, like I know it's like u equals minimum of like blank, but like how would you construct that? Like what coefficient goes before what?
Oh, like what coefficient comes before what variable?
Yeah, so like if it's like you need 4 tires, so it's like 4t, and then like 1 steering wheel, then like the utility function would be u equals minimum, and then like the parentheses, and like what would the coefficient be before t and s?
I think it just be 4t and then 1s. Like just to, for every 4 wheels, you're going to want 1 like steering wheel. Yeah.
So it's not like flipped, right? For like one what's it called? Tire is like equal to 1/4 of, I don't know. She like explained it in one of her lectures and it like confused me, so.
Yeah, good. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's just like however many you need of that item.
Okay.
Yeah. Similar to like the Cobb's-Douglas or the perfect or the perfect substitute as well. You just have A and then B.
Do you guys mind if we do 32? It's a bit of a concept and it's similar to that MRS comparing to the price ratio one.
32. There it Yeah, it's kind of similar problem, or even like right here. Is kind of seeing the MRS like in relation to the prices that they give. And it's nice because they also just give them opportunity utility. So you're just kind of plugging in the numbers and seeing which one's bigger.
And then in this case, if the question started with 6 Pepsis and 0 hamburgers, then the answer would be no, and they should be consuming more of the other.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Optimal is when they're equal. Is that true?
Optimal is when what's like the quantities are equal.
Like when, so right now, like MRS of pH is greater than the two prices. Is it when they're equal to each other that you're at the optimal?
No, optimal is the most satisfaction.
No.
I don't know if this is what you mean, but like it's marginal utility of X over marginal utility of Y is equal to price of X over price of Y. So I think you're right about the optimal.
Yeah, it is, but this problem is like it is not that one because it's like it's a corner solution instead of like being in the middle like the other one. So it just doesn't apply to this specific one.
Okay.
All right. If no one else has any other questions, I would like to move on to chapter 6, but first just want to give us all a break since we've spent like the last 30 or 40 minutes or so just solving problems. So let's take a 10-minute break and then we'll come back at, I'm in Chicago, I'm trying to do time calculations in my head. 7:06 is, I think that's the time now. Let's come back at 7:06, get some coffee, take a breather. Okay. Hello, everyone. People are still coming back. I got some tea because it's going to be a long night of studying. Some chai tea, and this shit is great. All right, looks like people are coming in. I'm going to share screens and show section 6. There I hope you guys had a good little 10-minute break there. No econ can drain you. So for chapter 6, we're going to do questions 4, 11, 23, and 40. And just as a heads up, someone was asking earlier, but number 40 is where we're looking at the log function, and then we're like analyzing the coefficients. So we'll be able to get to that. All right, let's start. This is number 4, more conceptual question.
Does your professor hand out these tests for you guys to go through?
She has these practice sets on Blackboard, so we can go through them. Okay. So with you guys, I'm going to move on to number 11. I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys can take a look at the problem. Okay, I'm going to move on to number 23. All right. I'm going to move on to number 40. All right. Let's go over these. I'll pull them up right here. So number 4, Steve. Number 11. Yeah, I'll just submit the answer. All right. I want to move on to number 23. All right, and then it's going to go to number 40. All right.
So for 40, there's like no math, right? No calculations. It's just simply looking at that coefficient.
Right.
Okay.
So basically, the p equals 1,000 is just trying to throw us off
Yeah. Yeah.
in this equation, or this problem.
Right. And then, for me, for this, and the way I think about it is just P is going to the price of the grilled cheese sandwich, and it's going to the price of like the main product we're trying to look at. Like the coefficient in front of it would just remind me, it's just going to be a regular like price elasticity. It's not going to be like cross price. It's not going to be income. So I just like associate it with whatever variables there. Is there like any questions you guys want to go over, like whether the ones we did or not?
Can we do 33?
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, I just did this one and looks like you're just like plugging in the price, finding the quantity for the average man and average woman, and then like multiplying it by 10,000 each.
So in this case, like in these questions, is like Q of D, that's like per person, right?
Yeah, that's per person.
Okay. Also, can we do one of the surplus ones? I don't really care which one because I don't really understand.
Yeah, sure.
Also, really quick on that one, it doesn't necessarily need to be for the average person, or it could be for a group. Because like for 33, it said average man. That's why I knew it was one, but they could give you a quantity function for all 10,000 dudes. Just be careful.
Yeah, definitely agree. That,
Wait, how would that change the question?
I mean, theoretically, it might give you a different function. I honestly don't know. I just know that they're trying to mess you up. So honestly, I don't have a great answer. I don't know.
I mean, if anything, it'll change the wording and like kind of trip you up in terms of your approach. Like, similar to like down here with 40 with p equals 1,000. Like it might just like throw you off.
So let's say that like it did say like that was the quarterly demand by not an average woman, but like an average of like a group of people, like I don't know, like 100 women. Then instead of multiplying the QD by 10,000, would we only multiply it by 1,000? Would we have to divide that?
I mean,
Or are we still?
it depends on what you're trying to find. It sounds like I think it just depends on like what the question is asking and like what quantities it's looking for. And then you said you wanted to do a surplus question, right? Okay. I'm just gonna surplus. Okay. Are these? Okay, this one looks good. Just gonna hide. You guys already saw the answer, but. Yeah, that's it for the calculation.
I'm having trouble understanding. What's the formula behind doing that? I don't understand where'd they get the 2,000 from?
Yeah, same.
Me too. I don't understand that either.
I don't remember going over a formula.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing anything.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't remember seeing this either.
We definitely talked about consumer surplus, but that formula, we 100% never saw a formula like that.
Yeah,
we
I've been
talked
going through it and I still have no idea where 2000 ever came from.
2000 is the intercept. So if you set Q as 0, that'd give you the y-intercept. So that kind of, if you do that minus the market price, which in this case is 30, you have your like vertical line for that triangle. Because all these surplus questions kind of make a triangle that helps visualize.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what the 2000 is.
So what do you do to get 2,000 now?
It's your y-intercept. So to get your y-intercept, you make Q equals 0. And then you say 200 divided by 0.1 is 2,000. So the height of your triangle is always going to be that intercept minus the market price, which has to be given.
2,000 minus 30 times 1. And then what's the divide by 2? Is that just
Yeah.
because it's 2,000 minus
That's like a
30?
triangle.
That's because of the triangle again, the divide by 2 at the end?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
just
like the area of the
finding area of a triangle.
okay.
1/2 base times. Okay.
So the 2,000 minus 30 is the y, and 197 is the x.
I'm just gonna draw this out for
Yeah,
myself.
for that triangle, yeah, drawing it out I think would help.
I'm just like
Okay.
not even confused what type of graph this is.
Yeah.
That's
So
why I'm
the-
like kind of confused.
So the market price. Can I just not write like that? Okay. So the market price is 30. That doesn't look nice. And then, okay, drawing it out, I guess. So market price down here is 30 at the base. And then the top of it is 2,000. That makes more sense. And this is just 197. I know she went over like it's the area under the triangle. I know she said that in class, but this makes more sense though. Do you guys want to go over like any other problems or?
Are there any others that are like this? I don't really remember. So
I think
it'd be helpful
38.
to do one more.
I think 38 is pretty similar.
Okay.
They're just like a little extra step.
Okay, just gonna hide that. Okay. I didn't show all the answers, my bad. Thank you guys for recommending this. 'Cause I didn't even.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah. Um. Is there any other problems you guys want to go over in chapter 6? If not, we can just move on to chapter 7. All right. For chapter 7, I got number 2, number 12, number 16, and then number 24.
Sorry, which one are we doing?
We're just going to start with number 2 and then move on to some other problems.
Okay.
All right, move on to number 12. Okay, and then we can move on to number 16. Okay, if you guys good with this one, we can move to 24. And then after that, we'll just start going over these. Once again, we won't get a problem like this. This is just so we can get more familiar. All right. You guys ready to? Sorry about that. We can start going over this. Let me. I'm waiting for this to go down. There we go. All right. Let's start at number 2.
So how do you do this one again?
For this one, I did just like the what's it called? Just do like expected value with the probabilities, but yeah.
I pretty much just solved for it. So I did like 0.25 times 100, and because it has to add up to 100, the probability of something happening. The other one has to be 0.75. And I mean, I just did like, so it's 0.25 times 100 plus 0.75, the probability of the second one.
And
So you're
then
just
times
trying to
over
figure out, yeah, you're trying to figure out that amount. So
Mhm.
I just put X equals to 250, which
I
is the
see.
total.
And solve for X. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And let's go to number 12. This is risk level. She had a slide on how to tell someone's like risk loving or risk averse. She kind of went over it like near the end of the lecture when everyone, including me, was really tired. That's the only thing I remember. But yeah, just seeing like the rate of growth.
It's because it's a square root, right? That's why.
Well, the coefficients, or not the coefficient, the exponent is greater than 1. So like, it's,
Oh,
yeah.
And then 1 would be neutral, I'm guessing.
Yeah, risk neutral.
Got it.
And then like, I think in a future problem, it's like the square root of I, or like I to the 0.5, that'd just be risk averse. Okay, number 16. I passed it. Here it is. So just plugging it in to the formula.
Can you just show what the answer to the next one is really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Oh, 17 or 24?
17. Because I was trying to do that one also.
Ah, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Whoever said that, do you mind walking through 17, please?
Yeah. So basically what you do is you figure out when there's no risk, right? So I'm pretty sure that's the information in the first problem. I don't remember exactly what it is, but you can just make it 100% 529 and you figure out what it is for when the risk-free is. And then you find the utility when there is risk. I feel like I'm explaining this wrong, actually. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so you have to figure out the value when there's a risk and the risk-free. And then you figure out, like, it's easier to draw it out. That's what I'm getting confused because I'm trying to read this. But you draw it out like the curve. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this well. I don't know how to explain this.
I can try to explain it. Okay, so
Yeah,
since the whole point of like risk premium is basically how much you're willing to pay for the same utility, but like to achieve the same utility, but one with a risky option and one without a risky option, like with the risk free option. So basically, you're just using the information in 16, and in 16, that's the risky option. So in the risky option, we already found that like the expected utility is 21, right? So basically for 17, you're fine since the utility has to be the same with the risk. Wait, yeah, so the utility has to be the same with the risk-free option. You set the utility to 21 since we found that in the 16. And since the utility function is square root of they used y, but y is just equal to like the payoff or the income. You have to find the payoff with in respect to the utility being 21. So that's how you got 441 because you did 21 squared, which is right there. And then what you do is you have to find the expected value with the risky option, which is how much you're like expecting to make with the risky option, which is 453, which is just the formula. It's just like the probability of you getting $529, which is the 0.75, and then the probability of you getting the $225, which is 0.25, and you get 453. So that's the expected value, not the utility of the risky option. And since you found 441, that 441 is the amount of payoff you're expected to have when you don't have risk. So in order to find the risk premium, since now the utility is the same, you're just finding the difference of the expected values, because that means you're willing to get that much less money for the same amount of utility, but one's a risky option, one's without the risk. Does that make any sense?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there, and then let's go to 24 really quickly. Oh yeah, this is chapter 7. Okay. Just checking for time. Okay, here it is. So I'll see. Can you guys see that one? And then I'm gonna show the rest of answer D. Right. Do you guys have any questions on this one or any of the other ones that we covered? Not a question. Wow. I know
Wait, I have
oh no, you go ahead. No.
For number 26, I understand like how you found it, but like the steps that they took. But is there, in this case, is there any way to find the risk premium first and then the insurance premium, or is that not possible?
You can. That's how I did it.
Yeah, I just kind of started. Well, I started from just kind of going in this order and solved it. Okay, Bailey, do you want to, since you did it, where you found the risk?
Let me just find when I did it.
Yeah.
So that I can remember how. Okay. So when did we? Okay, so this was for after you found the first part or after? I don't remember if you found the first part yet.
I did it by finding the insurance premium first and then the expected loss and then just subtracting the two and finding the risk premium, but I don't understand how to find risk premium like first.
Okay. So you found the expected value and then wait. Sorry, I'm trying to remember how I did this like 2 days ago and my writing's like really unclear. So okay, so you find the expected value for when there is the insurance and when there's not the insurance. And then you subtract them. Does that make sense so far? Did you do that?
Wait, so I understand how you find the expected value of it without the insurance, but how do you find it with if you don't know the insurance premium?
Okay, so wait, with or without?
With.
With, so you know, it says it in the problem, I'm pretty sure. It says that there's a 0.9% chance that it will get the insurance, that you'll get the flood and, or wait, you don't know that from the problem, actually.
Probability
Sorry.
for a flood's 1/15 here.
Okay,
Mm.
so then, sorry, I'll try to figure out how I did this and I'll tell you later in the group meet because I'm spending too much time right now trying to remember what I did.
Is there, and yeah, I haven't done this problem, so I'd have to do it. It looks similar to number, I believe it's the last one, number 34. But yeah, that's all I know. I'd have to try and work it out myself. Sorry about that. Is there any other problems that you guys want to go over in like any of the sets that we covered? Other like concepts that you guys want to go over real quick, like from chapter 4 all the way to chapter 7?
Is cross price elasticity going to be on it?
Yeah, because oh, sorry.
Because I know we went over the arc elasticity, and then there was another one, but we also went over cross, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If for me, it's like if there's this problem, like
Yeah, I get that one, but I was
Yeah.
looking like, is that from 4? Oh no, that's from chapter 6.
yeah, this is
I was
chapter
looking.
6.
I was looking at one from 4.4 and 4.5, and
Oh, okay.
talking about the cross price, but
Oh, like actually like defining them.
yeah, or like doing a map like with numbers, finding out versus like just looking and seeing what. Like for that one you gave, it was negative, whatever. But this one
Right.
you have to find out what is like the change in quantity demanded. It has to do with cross price. It's fine
Right.
though.
Yeah. I mean, the concept's pretty similar. I can look to see if there's any. If there's
Yeah,
any.
it was. I'll tell you, it was number 11 I was looking at.
Cross price?
Mm-hmm. Or it has cross price in the problem, it says.
Ah, I see. Okay. I mean, it's just remembering like the price of one good is going to like affect the quantity change of another good. So
Right.
it's just I can see like right here too. It's like it's pretty. No, they're giving us the numbers, so it should be okay to calculate. I think it's fair game.
Yeah, no.
Is there any more that you guys want to go over?
I remember there was a question somewhere where it asks like the difference between unit elasticity and like elasticity of unit or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember the number, but that one confused me. It's in chapter 7, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's 13.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I'll just kind of pull up the answer so we can take a look at it. uh, so yeah, I'm sure it'll be fair game as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then anyone else have any questions? Ernie, I think you were about to say something.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was just had a general question for everybody. What are you guys doing for the conceptual side of things? You're just reviewing the lecture slides again, talking it out.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've just been going to the lecture slides, reading them over again, going through my notes.
Has anyone rewatched any lectures? Like, is that valuable at this point? Or I mean,
I want to get to that because I want to hear her explain it just rather than looking at the slides, like the written words. I want to hear her go over it again, but I'll be doing that tomorrow. Does anyone know if there's like? Yeah, sorry, you go.
Oh, no, my bad. I was gonna say I feel like if I rewatch it, I'll just get more confused again.
Yeah, okay, that could happen. I was gonna ask if there's anyone knows if there's any like videos on the chapters itself, like not from Durganer, but like someone like an outside source that made a video about the chapter. Anyone seen any of those or no?
I don't think so. I've been going on YouTube, like certain sections, and there's
Okay,
there's
but
decent
nothing.
videos. Yeah,
I get what you mean.
yeah. But no, I haven't seen any that are like specifically related to our class or our course.
I get you.
Do you? Okay, wait. Are there any questions on any of the practice ones? Because I don't think I found any on like arc elasticity. Because like she like really briefly went over that, and then
Yeah. I haven't seen any myself.
There was
Yeah.
one question that's about that.
And I don't think it was any computations. I think it was more.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like a conceptual one. I don't think there was any calculating. Will it like tell you in the question if they want you to find the arc, like to find the arc rather than the point, or is that like assumed?
I mean, I think it would be obvious. Like,
Yeah, 'cause they would have to give you a lot more information because you would
Yeah.
need to get the averages of the price and the quantities.
Right.
So I feel like if you see a bunch of numbers and it's asking for arc, then you kind of have to compute it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's number 12 in section or chapter 4.4 and 4.5.
Number 12. Yeah. I mean, I think if they give us like a problem for point elasticity, they'll ask as well.
Mhm.
Make it pretty clear. Huh. All right, it is 8 o'clock for you guys, 10 o'clock for me. Yeah, I hope you guys found this useful. I do these just every week just to go over like the most recent chapters. So if you guys want, you can stop by. We're just going over practice problems, but I hope this helps, guys. Because for me, it's like I know I sometimes struggle with econ, so for me, like doing these helps me sort through all the answers and the processes.
Definitely. Thanks for hosting it, Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thanks,
Have
Carlos.
a good weekend,
no
everyone.
problem.
Hey, you
Thank
too.
you.
All right, have a good week, guys.
Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Yeah, good luck.